Alright guys, so this is going to be an updated video on the new tips and tricks that I've learned for setting up one of these 53-inch Vevor plotters. So when I got it, you want to use a 30-degree blade to cut window film ideally. So I kept trying to use that 30-degree blade. Well, I couldn't get my force below 100. And anybody that knows anything about plotters knows that you want your force below 100, and mine wouldn't cut with a 30-degree blade less than 100, because if it gets over 100, you start running into bunching issues from the blade pushing down too hard on the film, right? So I switched to a 45-degree blade, and I was able to get my force under 100 using a 45-degree blade. So that being said, I believe that these 53-inch Vevor plotters, you need a 45-degree blade. So that's what I have in this one right here. And we're going to go through the setup process of this machine. So as you know, you don't ever want to cut on your cut strip that comes with it. What I did was I took, let me grab the tape. I took this black Gorilla tape, you can get this at Walmart, and I put that down as a base, right, over my cut strip, okay? And then I ordered this Teflon tape off Amazon, like $5 for this roll, but the cut strip is Teflon as well that comes with it. So, but it's a pain in the butt to replace that thing if you get gouges on it. So you put the Gorilla tape down there to hold it, the cut strip in place and cover it up, and that Gorilla tape will never come off the plotter again. There's no need to ever remove it if you put the Teflon tape on top of it, because I don't know if you've ever stuck Gorilla tape on something and tried to remove it. Pain in the butt. It leaves a sticky mess and all that. So you put the Teflon tape on there, it comes off super easy, super clean, no issues. Okay. So once you get your cut strip set up, then you got your blade. What you want to do, put your 45-degree blade in there. And I know you're not going to be able to see this on the camera, but that blade is just barely sticking out, like the tiniest amount. And that's what you want. So you want to, in my old video, my force had to be at 100, but I've come to realize that you want to set your blade to the force that you want. And to do that, you want to set your force where you want it, which I want mine cutting around 60 or 70. So I put my force on there, then I put the film in, and I make some test cuts, and I move my blade according to where my force is, right, where I want my force. Now, I'm willing, if I get it really close to where my blade is and I need to up my force by 10, okay, I will change my force. But for the most part, for all the big adjustments, you want to adjust your blade. And I've also learned, when it comes to tracking these, getting the film to track right on these plotters, what you want to do, well, for one, I took a paint marker and I measured over, an inch and I think 3/4 from this edge, and then I drew a mark all the way across. And then I did the same thing on the back, okay? And that line is just a guide. It's not a has to stay on that line, right? That's just a guide to help you put the film in there straight. So when I load my film in, I slide it in, and you always want the film side up, the liner side down. So what I do is I come right here and I take the film and I line it up with that, and then around the back I do the same thing. I want the edge of the film touching that line. Okay, so once you get that, then you're gonna lock it down and see. You see how my roller, I use the edge of my roller also as like the straight edge to, you know, line the film up. So we're gonna do that on both sides. Okay, and then when I think I got my film in there straight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back, hit the offline button, and then I'm gonna feed some film, and I'm gonna watch where the film stays in relation to the edge of this roller and this line. Okay, now as you can see, my film is going that way. So I used to think that you needed to lift both rollers up to adjust the film, but that's not the case. So if the film is going off track this way, what you want to do is lift up one roller, and you want to slide the film. You want to pull it out, so you want to slide it that way. So I'm going to take the film and I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to lock it back down, and then I'm going to feed some more film. And I'm going to check it. I'm watching right here the whole time to make sure it stays straight with the edge of that roller. And as you can see, now the film is feeding straight. So once you get the film straight in there, then you want to come over here and you want to set your blade just inside where this roller tracks. You don't want to be in the middle of it or outside of it, because if you are, this wheel, the rollers leaves, I don't know if you can see that, but it leaves little marks on the film, and we don't want that in our pattern. So you want to take the head and you want to just put it right inside where that roller tracks, and then we're going to hit the origin button. And I run my machine with my my force at 50. Anywhere between 50 to 80 is a good number for your force, and you cannot get that with a 30-degree blade. I repeat, you cannot get that low of a force with a 30-degree blade with these machines. And then I run my speed at 300. You know, something else that I've come to realize, that where this roll sits in correlation to where the film feeds is very important. So if you watch, whenever I slide this, see how the film changes like that? So what I'll do is I'll try to make that even, you know what I mean? The way the film hangs, I'll try to make it look even. And then I'll come right here and I'll eyeball it, you know, to where I feel that it's all in line right here. And that seems to work pretty good. But yeah, so that's just some updated little tips and tricks that I've learned while using this machine. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up.